2-0 pitch. Swinging a fly ball to center. Moving in as Nimmo dives forward, makes the catch, rolls over, holds onto the ball, and that retires the side. Brandon Nimmo's had some adventures out there in center field tonight, but he puts that one away, and the Red Sox are done in the 6th. 2 hits, 2 left. Middle of the 6th inning. Mets 4, Red Sox 1.
Neal at first with 2 out. Very short lead for Jeff. Francisco Lindor struck out his first time up. And Lindor gets one in the air to right field. O'Neill back near the wall. It's out of here. Francisco Lindor strikes again, his 30th home run of the season. The 5th time in Lindor's career he's reached 30 home runs. He continues his MVP charge, and he gives the Mets a 2-0 lead in the 3rd. That'll give the runners an automatic start. Lots of speed out there. Sogard at second, Ref Snyder at first. They'll be moving. Duran's gotten from 0-2 to 3-2. Struck him out. Foul tip held by Alvarez. 10 strikeouts for David Peterson on his 29th birthday. Halfway through, 2-1 New York. And Winker hits one to deep center field. Back goes Duran to the warning track. It's over his head. And it's out of here. A grand slam for Jesse Winker. And the Mets take a 4-0 lead in the 1st inning. Jesse Winker brings home 4, and it's 4-0 New York.
Are you happy, Chief? There's left center field.
5th career grand slam for Winker. 5th grand slam for the Mets this season. And the Mets with a big early hit. Lindor staying close to the runner at second. And it's hit on the ground, a chance for 2. McNeil to Lindor. And back to first, double play. Just like that, 4-6-3, side retire. Trying to negotiate this inning with a 1-run lead. And Casas hits a double play ball. Lindor right at the bag. 6-6-3 double play, side retire. 2nd straight inning, the Mets have rolled 2 and gotten out of a jam. Wong at first carrying the tying run. 3-2, 1 out, not going. And a ground ball hit to the right side. McNeil to Lindor, back to first. In time, double play. 3 innings in a row. The Mets bullpen rolls a double play. 4-6-3 to get the Mets through the top of the 7th. And the MVP chance start as he bloops one into shallow right center for a leadoff hit. Well, Cruz got to that splitter, and Lindor went down and got enough of it to dump it into right center. He's now got a 16-game hitting streak, and he's tied the Mets club record for a single season on base streak at 34. Here's Mark Vientos, 5-game hitting streak, and he drives one to deep left field, headed back toward the fence, and it's out of here. Mark Vientos, first pitch he sees, lines a 2-run homer. Number 23 for Vientos, and the Mets jump out to a quick 2-0 lead.
This young man has equal or better numbers than almost every third baseman in the major leagues, not only in the National League.
Valdez in Houston. 1-2 coming. Hit out to right field toward the line. Over in the corner goes Fraley, dives, and he lost the ball. Alonso heads for second. Fraley comes up with it and gets it in too late. Well, Fraley. Mets need to win to stay tied with the Braves. 2-2 to Vientos. And he smacks it to deep left. That's out of here. And the Mets win the ball game. Mark Vientos with his 2nd 2-run homer of the night. 2nd walk-off home run this season from Mark Vientos. The first one came in a cameo. This one comes as a leading man. And the Mets win it 6-4.
Book-ended 2-run home runs for Vientos. Lindor, the MVP. Vientos, the 2nd most important offensive player on this team. Wow, what an at-bat.
3-2 coming. And that's wide, ball 4, and Lindor's on base streak is extended to 35. That is a new Mets single season record.
Good at-bat by Lindor to work the walk.
Next up on the docket for Lindor is John Olerud's all-time Mets record of 47 straight games reaching base across 2 seasons. There goes De La Cruz. The throw by Torrens is perfect, and De La Cruz is a dead duck. Wow.
I mean, you can't make a better throw and have a quicker release than Torrens did right there.
Reds are challenging the call, saying that he got his hand in before Iglesias tagged him on the side.
After review, the call on the field stands. The runner is out.
It's a very sad day for the Mets franchise. Today we lost Ed Kranepool, who played more games for the Mets than anybody in the history of the franchise, signed as a 17-year-old out of James Monroe High School in the Bronx, made his major league debut in the Mets' first season in 1962 and played 18 years for the Mets from 62 through 1979. There with his first manager, Casey Stengel. Look how young.
I can't imagine being in the big leagues at 17 years of age.
There with some of his 1969 Met teammates, Jim McAndrew, Cleon Jones, Don Clendenin, Tug McGraw, dousing him in champagne after the Mets World Series victory.
Mike Vail and Joe Torre.
And with Muhammad Ali. How about that? And at Old Timers Day with Art Shamsky and Cleon Jones and Jay Horwitz. Ground ball hit to third off the bat of George Springer, and Vientos throws him out. One pitch and one retired for McGill in the third. I mean, Eddie was so much of a part of the fabric of the Mets from the very first season. He was a New Yorker through and through. He loved the franchise. He loved everything about the Mets in New York, and he battled a lot of health problems in recent years, but he fought his way through them.
He sure did. In 18 years in a Met uniform, he always boasted. He would come up to me and say, "Now, Keith, I'm the all-time hit leader at Old Shea Stadium."
Yes, he and always will be.
Yes, he will.
He was the Mets' all-time hit leader until David Wright passed him by.
Right.
Yeah. And I mean, Eddie was a joy to be around. He was a charitable person. He wrote a fantastic book. I don't know if you read it. It came out a year or two ago. Definitely worth a read about his career in baseball, right from the sandlots in the Bronx.
Well, he's a part of Met history. He had 1 for 6 in 1962 in 6 games that he played. Part of the '69 World Series and '73 National League champs.
Varsho slugs one to center. Bader back to the warning track, and he runs it down. Bader again gets a great break on that ball going back and makes a difficult play look easy. 2 out. Ed Kranepool becomes the 4th member of the 1969 Mets to pass away this year. We lost Jerry Grote and Buddy Harrelson and Jim McAndrew earlier this year. Mets are wearing a patch for Harrelson and for Grote. They're going to add a patch for Eddie next year because the time is so short in this season.
Right, and Ed deserves a full season. There's Willie Mays' number, and Ed will be on there the entire season next year.
It's time to cherish those 69 Mets, those who are left. It's been 55 years, and a lot of them are getting older. Fortunately, we have a number of them still around, and every day it's a day of celebration for that group. 2-2 coming. And in the dirt, that gets away from Servant. Here comes Taylor with the tying run. It's 2-2. A wild pitch brings home the tying run and moves the. And he swings and misses. It gets away from Servant. Here comes Alvarez. The throw not in time, and the Mets take the lead. The Mets getting 2 runs on balls that get away from the catcher. And the Mets go right back in front, 3-2 in the 8th.
It's a pass ball. Gee, just boxed it.
So a wild pitch brought in the tying run. A pass ball brings in the lead run. Eddie Alvarez in his Mets debut scores a run as a pinch runner.
9 innings of relief for the Cardinals.
Line and caught by Iglesias. Oh, what a play. Iglesias with a gem to rob Springer of a hit. 2 out.
Wow. Well, we know that Iglesias has got a great glove. Light on his feet, athletic. He is a Wilson Pickett. He is a nice, fine player. Remember his last no-hit bid, the leadoff hitter in the 9th hit the home run to end it.
That's driven to deep right field, and a home run ends this no-hit bid. Linsanity! Francisco Lindor ties the game with a 9th inning home run. As big a hit as the Mets have had all season. Francisco Lindor breaks up the no-hit bid and the shutout, and he ties
ties the game with his 31st home run of the year, and it's 1-1 in the ninth.
2 out and 2 on.
And Alvarez slams one to deep center field. Varsho back, takes a look, and it's out of here. Francisco Alvarez brings the hammer down with a 3-run homer. Alvarez on the first pitch thrown by Cabrera. It's his 7th home run of the year, and the Mets have scored 6 times in the ninth. They've blown it open. It's 6-1. Lindor started it with a home run, and Alvarez brings the house down with a home run.
Edwin Diaz has to get 1 out to get a save and get the Mets the rubber game of this series. Barger is at second, Springer at first, 2 men down last of the ninth. And Lucas hits the first one in the air along the left field line. Nimmo has room, and the ball game is over. Diaz throws 1 pitch and gets the save. The Mets, who were no hit for 8 innings, get a huge home run from Francisco Lindor to tie it. They put it away with a 6-run inning, and they take the rubber game. And that curveball hit in the air deep down the left field line, right toward the pole. That ball is out of here. A 3-run homer for Francisco Alvarez. His second 3-run homer in his last 3 at-bats. He kept it fair inside the foul pole, his 8th home run of the year, and the Mets have a 3-0 lead in the 5th. The Mets have got their power plant behind the plate going again. What a big home run for Francisco Alvarez.
That's driven out to right field. Back goes Castellanos to the warning track, looking up, and it's out of here! Brandon Nimmo with a 3-run homer. 3 at a time, Alvarez and Nimmo, and it's 6-0 New York. 19 home runs for Brandon Nimmo, and that is a huge one, and that's going to be all for Aaron Nola.
It's a fired-up bench.
Aaron Nola had held the Mets without a hit for 4, and then the Mets score 6.
Seems like a good plan.
Runners get set to go, the 3-2, and Bader drives one deep left center. It heads toward the wall, and it's out of here. The Mets with their 3rd 3-run homer of the night. Harrison Bader puts the icing on the cake, and it's 10-0 New York. 12th home run of the year for Bader. A trio of 3-run homers for the Mets, and a blowout in Philadelphia.
I don't know if I've ever seen a game with 3-run home runs.
And Pete skies one to left center. Back goes Rojas right to the fence, and it's out of here.
So Alonso puts down a marker against Cody Clemens.
Can always say he homered against Clemens.
That's right.
32nd home run of the year for Alonso to make it 11-0. The Mets' 4th home run of the night.
Well, that's the first home run Cody Clemens has ever allowed in the major leagues in his 12th appearance.
This is a good news thing.
Taijuan Walker on to face his old mates, and Luis Acuña, Luis Angel Acuña, gets his 2nd plate appearance. Acuña up the middle, and it's going to go through for his first major league hit. Luis Angel Acuña bouncing one through the middle, and they'll save that baseball for the trophy case.
Congratulations. It's one you'll remember.
He's in 500 in the big leagues.
High fastball, level. That's how you're going to be successful with the high pitch, is to stay on top of it.
Iglesias hits one right back off Law, rolls into no man's land. Law can't make the play, and the game is tied. Iglesias comes through again with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. He banked it off Law and beats it for an infield single that ties the game at 1.
Just like yesterday's game, similar as far as the scoring is concerned, but in the flip.
So Iglesias comes through with his 2nd hit of the night. The Mets finally scratch a run across the plate with Marte on 3-1.
And he drives one to left, and the Mets win the ball game. Bader comes in with the winning run, starting Marte with a 2nd opportunity, drives in the game winner in the 10th, and the Mets win 2-1. It has been a bitter struggle for the Mets offense, but they scratch out a run in the 8th, and Marte drives home the winner in the bottom of the 10th, and the Mets take the first game of this final homestand as they beat the Nats in 10, 2-1. That's laced to left center field. That's going to go up the gap and all the way to the wall. Bader to third. He'll get a wave home and he'll score easily. It's an RBI double for Luisangel Acuña. His first major league extra base hit. His first major league run batted in, and it ties the game at 1.
They say that he doesn't have nearly the power that Ronald has, but the swing looks so similar.
He's got a quick bat, and this ball was a laser beam out there in the gap.
And he rockets this one out to left field. Back goes Wood, back to the wall, and it's out of here. Pete Alonso puts the hammer down with a 3-run homer. Number 33 for Alonso. A 5 RBI night for Pete, and it's 9-1 New York.
That wasn't quiet.
If he can turn on the Jets in the final 12 games of this run to the postseason, what a lift. This is a big night for him.
He drives this one deep left field toward the wall. It's out of here. Luis Acuña with his first major league home run. What a night for Luisangel Acuña. A single, a double, and now his first home run. 10-1 New York.
First start at Citi Field, and he has made it a shining one.
Filling in for Francisco Lindor at shortstop, and he has had himself an enormous night.
Now a chance for Tyrone Taylor with 2 aboard and nobody out.
That's lined toward right center field. Cutting across is Young. He won't get there. It goes up the gap. Cut off on the warning track. Nimmo to third. He's got Alonso on his heels. Nimmo will score. Alonso stops at third. Nimmo's safe at the plate. An RBI double for Tyrone Taylor. And the Mets go in front 1-0.
So Taylor comes through again. Tyrone continues to provide big hits for the Mets. The Mets have the lead, and now second and third and nobody out for Vientos. The infield comes in.
And he drives this one to center field for a base hit. Alonso will score. Taylor being waved around. He will score. Mark Vientos breaks his slump, drives in 2, 3-0 New York.
Fastball right down the middle, above the belt, and Vientos is a good belt-high hitter. He stays level on the high pitch. He's got some nerves in there as well when you're just getting started and you're playing stretch run.
And he pulls one on the ground, past Abrams, base hit. Around third comes Vientos. He heads for the plate. Wood's throw is cut off. Luisangel Acuña drives in a run, and it's 4-0 New York.
Well. First 2 RBIs last night, and now Acuña adds a third. That's stringing together hits. Marte has walked and struck out. Chance to blow the doors off this game.
And Marte lines one into right for a base hit. That'll bring home Bader. Acuña being waved around third. He heads for the plate. The throw skips in too late. Marte drives in a pair in. 6-0 New York. Now Marte against Barnes on Monday night pulled his base hit to left. This time he takes one the other way to drive in 2 runs, and the Mets are having a field day here in the 4th.
And doing what they should do.
Well, now they've batted around. Brandon Nimmo led off the inning with a walk.
And Nimmo drives one to deep right center field. Cruz goes back, and it's out of here. Brandon Nimmo puts the hammer down. A 9-run inning for New York. 20th home run of the year for Nimmo. A 3-run shot. Biggest inning of the year for New York. 9-0.
It's like a party now.
So here is Mark Vientos, who it feels like every year in some way is blocked. This has been a total breakout season for him. That ball is crushed down the left field side, and that is out of here. It rang back in, just a clothesline for Vientos' 25th.
All right, Nimmo's got the fastest walk. I'm going to say that's one of the fastest home runs the Mets have hit all year in terms of how quickly it got out.
Yeah, we asked Rob Thompson, what's the thing that scares you most about the Mets lineup? And he said the thump. That ball is hit well. Deep right field, and they've gone back-to-back. In bunches, you say.
Well, again, a big difference between the 2 pitchers' fastballs, and if you don't locate against the New York Mets, stuff like this is going to happen. Pete Alonso just keeps doing his thing. Fastball up, out over the plate, good level swing, and an opposite field home run.
As he drills one out toward left center field. This one is deep, and that ball is gone. What a start in Queens. Jose Iglesias, a leadoff homer.
We talked about Schwarber and his 14 leadoff homers this year. Well, this was the first in the career of Iglesias.
Well, the one thing that I love about Iglesias is that he's a longtime veteran. He doesn't make the team out of the club. They say you need a little bit more bat speed. He humbles himself, goes down to the minor leagues, and now you see the cloud up.
Turner lines one, caught by Vientos on a leaping try.
How good is he over there, Wayne? I mean, he's athletic. Obviously, offensively, he has 30 home run type power. But he timed that jump perfectly, being able to see that and take away an extra base hit. Get up, young man. And this is feeling right now that everything seems to be going the Mets' way right now. And you're always wondering, are wins are going to come down? And even Peterson like, man, I got to buy you dinner for that jump.
Sean Manaea has 7 straight starts of at least 6 2/3 innings pitched, longest for a Mets pitcher since 8 straight by DeGrom.
And he got him with a slider. So goes to that sweeping slide to get Harper for the second out. 3-2 coming. And he struck him out. Back-to-back strikeouts from Manaea to finish the inning. And a swing and a miss. Got him with a fastball away. 3rd strikeout from Manaea. Swing and a miss and a changeup. And Realmuto's down on strikes. And Sosa down on the high fastball. Back-to-back strikeouts from Manaea. He goes away and strikes him out with a changeup. So another ace-like performance by Sean Manaea today. And he'll come out after 7 innings plus with another job extremely well done for Alvarez. And here's Luis Angel Acuña, and he drives one out to left field. Back goes Wilson. He takes a look, and it's out of here. Luis Angel Acuña with his 3rd home run in his first 24 big league at bats. And the Mets go in front 2-1.
Slight leg kick. Nothing wrong with that swing, and he stays level too.
To see that head, it does not move.
And Nimmo pokes one over the head of Turner. Base hit. Here comes Marte to score. And the Mets take the lead. Brandon Nimmo goes the other way to drive in the go-ahead run, and it's 3-2 New York. Almost down to a knee.
And that big lead off with Pete, that enables him to advance to 3rd. So the Mets have another big run out there to pick up.
1-2 from Kerkering. And it's lofted toward left center field. Breaking on the ball is Rojas. He won't get there. Neither will Wilson. And 2 runs will score. Alvarez into second base with a 2-run fly ball double. And the Mets lead it 5-2.
Out in front, he got fooled, let go with one hand, not even a full swing.
We talk all the time about how center fielders play to the opposite field, and that cost the Phillies there. And a ground ball slowly hit, cut off by Iglesias to throw in time, and the ball game is over. Edwin Diaz with the 4-out save. The Mets take the lead with a 3-run 7th. Brandon Nimmo with the go-ahead hit. The Mets have taken 2 of the first 3 in this series with the Phillies. They've won 17 of their last 22, and they defeat the Phillies today 6-3.
Oh, and the original sign popped off. This ball is also driven deep to right off the bat, and Nimmo at the wall. It's over the wall. Brandon Nimmo delivers the big blow here in the 6th, and the Mets now grab a 2-1 lead and send Citi Field into a frenzy. Brandon Nimmo has embraced all that is the OMG and the Mets and their enthusiasm as he hits his 22nd. He's got 1 career 6-out save. It came against Atlanta. Pitch on the inside corner. Edwin Diaz enters the game and blows Schwarber away.
He's usually gone to the slider. Look how much this ball moves horizontally right back. And again, the frame job of Alvarez.
He's been outstanding with runners in scoring position. Not there. Harper punched out. Diaz goes 97 and elevates.
I'm Trey Turner, and I know you're still in scoring position. But if you have a chance to take 3rd, you can take it, because this fastball right here, right now, has got a lot of life.
95 runs batted in. Turner tying one at 3rd. Hard one on the ground. Acuña fields and throws him out. They will strand Turner at 3rd. Diaz leaves Turner. Reaches out to left field. Nimmo is there. One down. 0-2 to Realmuto. Stop goes. Swing and a miss. They throw down. It hits the bag. And it stays on the infield. What a break for the Mets. Swing and a miss. The Mets and Diaz get a huge 2-1 win. Nimmo homer. Diaz a 6-out save. And they will go to Atlanta, preventing the Phillies from winning the National League East. What a game on a Sunday night.
Peterson running down that pitch clock, down to the nub, and just gets it away in time and strikes out Haas to end the inning. Good backdoor slider by Peterson to put an end to the bottom of the first. Mets up 1-0. On the outside corner, Peterson gets him looking. 95 on the black. Second strikeout for David, one down in the second. I'd just like to say something as Haas strikes out. Swing and a miss, and Perkins down on strikes. Peterson's been a gem today. He gave up an infield single to Churio in the first inning, and that's the only hit he's allowed over 5. So he comes up and in to get Terang, and that's his 5th strikeout of the day. Swing and a miss, and Churio is down on strikes. 6 Ks now for Peterson. And a half swing, and Bowers went around for strike 3, and that's 7 strikeouts now for David Peterson.
Boy, he has answered the bell.
Retired 14 of the last 15 batters. And Collins takes strike 3 called, and Peterson caps off 7 scoreless innings with his 8th strikeout of the day. When the Mets needed it most, David Peterson turning in a gem today. 3-2. He struck him out, and the ball game is over. The Mets finally. So the Mets with another chance with a runner in scoring position. 3 for 30 over the last 5 games. Alvarez has had 2 at-bats with runners in scoring position, grounded out both times. That's pulled down to third, and past Urshela down the line. It's a fair ball. Taylor will score. Alvarez trades places with him. He's in second with an RBI double, and the Mets have life in the 8th. It's 3-1 Atlanta. Back-to-back doubles by Taylor and Alvarez to get the Mets on the board.
He was on the line and just didn't get there. That ball just couldn't, just on the chalk. So this is a key at bat right here.
Lindor grounded out 3 times in a row against Schwellenbach. Alvarez at third, Marte the tying run at first, nobody out. And Lindor lines one into center field, a base hit. Alvarez is in. Marte stops at second. 4 straight hits for New York. Lindor drives in a run, and it's 3-2. 89th run batted in for Lindor, and the Mets are stringing together hits. And Brian Snitker's on his way to the mound to make a change. Raisel Iglesias against Jose Iglesias. Poke the other way. That's a base hit for Iglesias. Marte around third, heading home. The throw by White is cut off, and the Mets have tied the game. All the way to third goes Lindor. It's 3-3 in the 8th. Jose Iglesias comes through again. OMG.
Fastball, that's a good pitch, and that is good hitting. Oh, boy.
Remember in Arizona when Jose Iglesias got that huge hit? This is even bigger.
Now the Braves bring the infield in. Go ahead run at third. Here's Vientos. Vientos pops one up. Shallow center field. Harris is there. Tagging is Lindor. Harris makes the catch. Here comes Lindor. The throw to the plate is cut off, and the Mets have the lead. Mark Vientos with a sacrifice fly to bring in Francisco Lindor with the 4th run of the inning, and the Mets have exploded for 4 runs to take a 4-3 lead.
So Brandon Nimmo the batter for New York. Can they push some more? Iglesias leads from second to 2-1 to Nimmo. Driven in the air. Deep right field. This baby's on the way. It is gone. A long 2-run homer for Brandon Nimmo. It's a 6-run 8th inning. The Mets are leading by a score of 6-3. It's as though the alarm clock went off. It is pandemonium in the Mets dugout, and from the Mets fans here at Truist Park as well. And a stunned Brian Snitker, the manager of the Braves, is on his way to mound. He's had to take the ball from his 8th inning man Jimenez. Now he takes it from his closer.
After leading 3-0, it's 6-3, so the Braves will have to get the bats going here. So 2 in scoring position, and Kelnick to the plate. Kelnick grounds it. It's fair. Alonso diving stop, but Kelnick reaches. White scores, and it's 6-4. Now that'll work. Great hustle by Jared Kelnick to make sure that he is there. A misplay by Edwin Diaz, who was just standing on the mound watching this play happen. Not sure he would have beat Kelnick anyway, but either way, you give yourself no chance by not getting over there. That's a nice play by Pete Alonso. Give him credit. He saved an extra run there, but a big mistake by Edwin Diaz. Walked him on 4th straight. They're loaded. This is amazing how this ends up working out. That Ozzie not hitting left-handed right now, but Ozzie's wrist is not right, so he is going to bat right-handed against Diaz.
3-1. Swung on a fly ball to deep left field. Going back there, Nimmo over his head, off the wall. Here we go. 1 run in, 2 runs in, 3 runs in. Ozzie Albies reared back and burned it to left field. And it's 7-6 Braves in the 8th. What a crazy 8th inning in Atlanta, Georgia.
Let's go! A bases clearing RBI double for Ozzie Albies. And it's 7-6 Atlanta. Do you believe it?
This place is up for grabs. Ozzie. Not only did he hit it off the wall, it bounced past Nimmo that gave everybody a chance to take off.
And now Pierce Johnson is on to try and save it for the Braves. Both teams have rallied in the 8th. Now the Mets take their chance in the 9th. Tying run at first, and here is Lindor, who drove in a run in the Mets' 6-run 8th.
Johnson ready. His first pitch to Lindor. Swinging a high fly ball, well hit right center. Harris going back. It's on the way. It is gone. Into the Braves bullpen in right center field. Francisco Lindor has an MVP moment, whether he wins one or not. He has just put the Mets back on top. 8-7, a 2-run home run, his 33rd of the year. This is an unbelievable baseball game. The Mets have taken an 8-7 lead here in the 9th inning.
The Mets MVP brings them back off the mat in the 9th. And the last out for Diaz to get is the former Met killer, Travis d'Arnaud. White at second with 2 out. 8-7 New York, 9th inning. Ground ball. Lindor waits on it. He's got it. And the ball game is over. From 0-5 to OMG. What a ride. The Mets are going to the postseason in 2024.
Put it in the box, and the New York Mets are headed to postseason play in what has been a memorable season. There were 11 games under 500 in late May. They have stormed all the way back, and metaphorically, they did so today.
What an incredible game to clinch with. Down 3-0, up 6-3, down 7-6. Lindor with the home run to put him over the top, and Diaz stretched to the max to close it out, and the Mets win it 8-7. Well, the Mets with an extraordinary victory today. Let's go downstairs to Steve Gilm. Steve?
Gary standing by with Brandon Nimmo, who just keeps saying that was unbelievable. Yeah. How would you describe what we just witnessed?
I don't know. It's hard to put into words. I'll try. This one feels so good because of what we fought through, how we started the season, and to just be able to come back and be playing on the last day when nobody else is playing in the regular season and be down 3-0 to an amazing pitcher. I mean, he's done it 3 times to us. He's going to have a really bright future, but to be able to come back against that bullpen, I mean, Iglesias, one of the best closers, he'll probably go down, you know, at the end of his career as one of the best of all time, and he's doing it. I mean, he's been unbelievable this year. And Francisco, I mean, his story just keeps getting better and better. It's unbelievable to watch him. He is such a bad man. Like, I mean, to come up in that situation and do what he did, it takes a special person, and I'm glad he's on my team. But man, just everything that we've gone through, from Grimace to the OMG and to get to this point, it's not the end of the road for us, but gosh dang, does it feel good. And this one, to be honest with you, it feels more special than 2022 because of everything we've had to overcome.
you've insisted for a long time that this year was different than 2022 and different than any other team you've been on. Why? What's been different?
I mean, there's no give up in these guys. They just fight till the last out. And I mean, you know, that's indicative of good teams, and I'm sure there's a lot of other teams that can say that, but being with these guys day in and day out, you guys haven't gotten to see, like, you know, how guys have had to pull themselves out of a hole and just go and fight and scratch and claw just to be on the field and then come through in these big situations. And Francisco's just the latest example of it. I mean, he's getting an ovation right now, and he should. You guys have no idea how hard it is to play with a back. I mean, anybody who's done anything to their back and then he's swinging, I mean, and he's hitting home runs off of big league pitching. This is unbelievable, and it's a superstar in action. And I just think that this team is really special with how close we are, how connected. We've got behind the OMG, we got behind Iglesias. I mean, everybody has been pulling for each other, and I think that's indicative of good teams. And it sure is of this team. We all pull for each other and want each other to do well.
Brandon, congratulations. One of the great games and one of the most fun seasons in Mets history. 2024 Mets going to the playoffs. Thanks, Brandon.
Unbelievable. I think instant classic. And let's go Mets. Thank you for everything, guys.
All right, guys, back to you.